The team, the squad is Vel.
And Z, we in the zone, baby. We back.
Back at it again, man. Hope you missed us a little bit. Busy week last week, and good time to recap, how things have been over the last few weeks. Mandatory camp just coming to a close as far as OTAs go. 100% attendance.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what? It's nice to see, we are getting close to
the real thing.
Getting close to
less than
time.
3 months away, man.
Man.
We can almost count them.
We're about a month away from
with a few fingers
training camp almost. So
yeah, less than 90 days.
It's definitely getting real.
Yeah, the 100-day countdown was about a week ago, and now we're down to about today is so we're about 90 days.
Yeah, whatever that math equals.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, if you carry over the 2, but yeah, we getting there.
13 minus 50.
13 minus 50.
Goddamn.
But it's been real. But man, I'll start with you, man. How have you been over the last few weeks? Everything
good?
Yeah, family, mental, all that.
We good. Took a little break, went out of town for a little bit, visit the fam.
Okay,
so,
always good.
Got refreshed back here, ready to go, coming with some energy. It was nice just to clear our minds for a little bit.
Right.
Took a little road trip down. Good.
And it's always good to get a little road trip in too, because sometimes, you at the airport, you would.
Nah, I'm not about the road trip life.
Oh, you not?
Nah, not.
But I will say this though, because you know me, I'm a road tripper
by choice.
No,
well, not by choice.
Yeah, because
out of necessity.
Out of
I guess
necessity.
by choice, because you could be one of them.
Yeah, but it helps me from time to time clear my head.
Yeah.
Versus being around a bunch of people in the airport. You know what I mean? And
that's true.
dealing with all of that, they got to check this, they got to check that. When you get in the car and you driving, you and your bags and you out.
Yeah, so it's cool. I mean, I got about my max is like 7 hours. So
yeah.
I was down in
anything
Baltimore,
over 7 hours is too much,
and that's less than 6. So I was cool. We had to make a couple stops because of the baby, but I mean it was cool. It was all love. We had a good time.
Yeah.
But we back here, excited, man. What about yourself, man? How you been this last week and some change, man?
Been good. When it's checked out the son. Went and checked out my son. Father's Day is around the corner, so. If I don't get a chance to see him on Father's Day, I always try to make a visit around, the week or so, just so I can spend some time with him. And, I know he's in school and finishing up his exams, but he's doing well. Got a chance to shoot some hoops with him and throw the football around with him and, talk life with him. So that's one of the things I did. Also was able to celebrate my father's birthday a few weeks ago. Mother's birthday is coming up.
Blessing.
Father's Day, we all know, is coming up. So a lot of celebrations, a lot of just continuing to be around love as we, and start to enjoy the summer. Because the summer really hasn't officially started, even though it's hot as hell here.
It's here, though.
Summer done smacked us in the face here in Buffalo, and I'm sure wherever y'all at, I hear that the heat is getting around. So do what you got to do. Drink your water. Turn your AC on if you got one. If you don't have AC or central air, get them fans in rotation, right? Crack a window or two.
Drink some water, hydrate. No heat strokes out here.
Big water, yeah. Big on water, man. Keep drinking your water, your Gatorade. Crack a cold one if you need to.
Get that Pedialyte popping if you got kids.
Yeah.
Be drinking, they drink like it's water.
All of that, because we got to stay hydrated. We don't need nobody passing out. We don't need nobody, getting too hot. And this is definitely 2-3 hours, not 2-3 hours. This is 2-3 showers a day type shit. If you get outside for more than 2 hours, I always say that. If I'm
on shirt number 3 today. So
listen, if I'm outside and it's kind of heat for more than a couple hours, I always feel like I just need to take another shower. It'd be like that sometimes. Even if I'm just riding around, not riding around. If I'm in the house, I'll be like, you know what? I'm due for a shower right now. I feel a little too sweaty.
Imagine practicing in that today, though.
Yeah,
them boys was outside.
They was outside.
Heat, man.
But that's good conditioning for them boys, because as we know, they got to get ready for 4 or 5 months of straight, all types of conditions.
And week 1 LA, I know it's going to be hot.
Oh, my gosh. LA probably going to be in September.
Yeah, man, it's going to be hot.
We looking at probably mid-90s.
Yeah, so, as we transition to what's been going on with the Bills, man. What's been piquing your interest the most? Because again, like you said before, we at the beginning of mandatory OTAs,
right?
And everything's been ramping up. Full participation, like you said. So, like, what's been catching your eye so far?
So right now, honestly, the main thing that has my eye is the wide receiver battle, man.
Man.
I'm gonna be locked in, and I know that's kind of getting ahead of what I wanted to talk about later, but I'm locked into the battle because I feel like we got so much talent there, and it's not even like top end talent. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, we got the best top 4 in the league. It's more so like 3 through 7.
Yeah, I
3
agree
through
with that.
8.
I don't think if you
we're not
saying,
top heavy.
Yeah, as you said, who's the top? What team has the top 3 receivers?
We won't be in that combo.
I don't think we'll be in there.
No,
but when you talk
got
about
the Chargers
overall,
and all those other teams.
Overall depth.
You talk about depth, like it's
talent wise. Oh, it's a lot.
And the versatility.
Yeah, 1 through 7. It's gonna be some good football players.
It's gonna be and the thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about last week, and one of the people I was gonna be keeping my eye on for the next 6-7 weeks is the signing of Tavon Austin. He ended up signing a little bit after we recorded last time, and that's one thing that has my interest and one thing I'll be looking at.
Man, that boy sounded hungry.
Man, and I love every bit of it, man.
He sounded hungry,
and he was saying all the right things. And I know we talk about the locker room and the culture and veterans doing this, but I really give Bean and them credit because it's almost like they really do due diligence.
They do their homework, yeah. And a lot of people can talk the talk, but like when he was talking, I'm sitting there like,
I almost was getting pumped.
Yeah, all right now.
Hey, shit.
If you bring that same type of energy that you bring into this press conference on the field,
bruh, I reposted that joint like 2 or 3 times because I just was like, yo, people need to hear how he's looking at things.
But again, like, even at 32, the talent's still there.
Oh yeah, and I saw Sal tweet a couple times, watching some of the highlights of the wrap up today. And he was showing Tavon in and out of routes, catching the ball on the sideline.
Cuts, man.
And I'm just like, dog.
In and out them cuts, my man is quick. And he might be the best college film.
Him and Reggie Bush. I always put Reggie in the convo.
That's a good one, too.
And if we want to go further back, I'm pretty sure Peter Warg has some great tape.
Yeah, probably.
But like, if we talking last like 20 years, last 15, 20 years.
I don't think anybody had a tape as impressive.
Yeah, Tavon and Reggie.
As him and Reggie.
But Tavon
Reggie was a different dude.
But I think Josh brought it up in his piece today or yesterday when he was just like, man, just him being in that room with other guys who looked up to him and other guys who watched his tape. Man. Josh was like, shit, even me. He was like, I remember watching his stuff on YouTube.
Boy, man.
Like, and that's what I was trying to tell.
He catch that 5-yard
man,
slam.
Beep, beep.
Gone.
Cut in and out.
Pump return.
Yeah, I told them the other day, I don't know who I was speaking to. It was either my wife or my sister-in-law. I'm just like, yo, this dude once had close to 600 yards in one game.
All purpose.
He was all over the field. Kick, punt return. He'd get you 12, 14 carries and catch the ball 7-8 times. And I'm just like, granted, this is 10, 12 years ago, but
in
college, but the fact that he still was able in the league for like 4 or 5 years to still produce at a high level, he was just on some bad Rams teams. I mean, we talking about the Rams when they were going through 4 quarterbacks every 7 games. Right. I mean, Bradford, Sean Hill, like you can dig in the bag and go over the quarterbacks that he.
And he just couldn't stay on the field.
That too. And he brought that up. He said he has some wrist injuries, some other things. And every player will tell you, like, whatever sport it is that being available. That's the number one thing.
You hear all the talent in the world, but if you can't stay on that field, it don't make a difference.
It don't matter. But
I think he's a good example of that.
He's a great example, and I think the fact that he's able to say, hey, I'm going into year 9, year 10 or whatever, I think that has him even more hungry because he's like,
I'm still here though.
Right. He like, despite all of that, you know what I mean? Despite not being able to get through 16 games like I want to, I still got a chance right here in Buffalo.
And I feel good.
To make a Super Bowl caliber team. And that's the most exciting thing.
He said he's the best I felt in years.
Right.
If that's the truth.
Bruh, give me that.
But sticking with that topic, who do you think that signing impacted the most in that receiving room? So
what that does for me is that makes everybody on the back end of the roster from an offensive standpoint and even defensive standpoint, if you want to go there, it makes you kind of say, you know what? I was 40 through 53. I need to step my shit up. Or you know what? I was taking for granted that, okay, of course I'm going to make the practice squad, worst case. But now, the Bills might say, shit, if we keep Austin and McKenzie, guess what? Stevenson won't even need you on the practice squad because we got 2 returners on his 53 and 2 guys who can catch out the backfield.
Honestly, I think that puts everybody outside of Diggs, Davis, and Shakir on notice.
Right. And that's another thing. Yo, and that's the wild part. I wasn't even thinking about Shakir because I'm thinking McKenzie.
I think he can return punts too.
Right. I'm thinking, and he can do the inside, outside, carry the ball too. But I'm thinking, you know, the effect it has on guys like McKenzie, Crowder, and all of those guys. Because I'm like,
that makes everybody.
That's 5 guys right there. So we go through the list again. We got Diggs as the number 1. We got Davis as the number 2 right now. 3 and 4, you can go either way and say Crowder, McKenzie. If you want to, you can say Khalil, number 5. And then at 6, 7, we talking Austin, Kumro, Stevenson, Hodgins. Like that battle right there for that 6 or 7 spot, whether they go 6 or 7.
Right, which is going to be a big conversation.
I think it's going to depend on how it looks in training camp. I really think training camp and preseason are going to determine how many wide receivers the Bills get.
Yeah, I think this signing really made Stevenson's chances.
And it's tough.
Harder.
Like you talk about a climb, and I was big on Stevenson because I know his background. You know, grew up in the same neighborhood as Tre'Davious.
Yeah.
I knew he went to Houston and showed out when he had the opportunity in college.
Skill set is different than what we've had on the team.
Right.
Like
Speedster. And it's not just a fast guy, but I thought he brought some toughness with him too. Like he's just not no soft, fast guy. Yeah. Like you get some guy that's all speed, and you like, oh, I could never throw that guy the ball over the middle.
Right.
But Stevenson don't strike me as that. So I kind of feel for Stevenson when it comes to that. But
you're gonna have to battle. That's it.
The thing about it is, and we've said this from the jump, this is a Bills team that's going to be hard to make no matter what position you're in. Like, if you literally not the top 2 or 3 guy at your position,
you may not be on
good
this
luck.
Team, Playboy.
And you can say the same for corners. Yeah. You can look at
corner.
You can look at Tre'Davious, Kyer Elam, and Taron Johnson. So those 3. Mm-hmm. But you can say anything past 3. Benford could be coming from this spot. Any of those corners.
Cam Lewis still floating around.
Lewis still floating around. Obviously, Saran Neal playing every position possible.
Mm-hmm. Nick McLeod, they
still love him. They seem like, yeah.
They
so
playing, taking safety reps.
Right. So it's just talent everywhere, and to me, that's one of the reasons why, if you're a Bills fan, you gotta enjoy, you know, just the summer leading up to the season. Because I tell people all the time, like, don't rush the season to come because before you know it,
in no hurry.
Because it goes so fast that you don't get to enjoy the development of the players, and just watching these guys compete.
Yeah, seeing everything play out because like it's so many battles. Like the amount of depth they have right now on the O line, like
crazy.
Watching how this plays.
And just added another veteran too, the guy from the Jets.
So I mean, they got veteran guys after veteran guys.
Man,
so like
all over the place.
Just gonna play out.
Nobody knows. And you still got the rookies from last year. You still got Tommy Doyle. You still got who was the other big guy that we got last year? But we still got young guys to develop. Young guys they drafted this year, another 6'8" guy. So it's like
it is no it's talent all over the place. Yeah. Every single position.
Even guys like Sweeney. I don't know if Sweeney gonna make the team. I mean, honest with you, I see he cool with Josh and all them guys.
I mean, they make my around keep 2 tight ends and call it a day.
I mean, yeah, because if you got Gilliam, I mean,
you put him at fullback
/ tight end. Right. I mean, stash Sweeney somewhere. Hey, listen,
and that show 3rd tight end.
Yeah, because Sweeney is what, 3rd or 4th year? Can he go
like
in practice
squad? In the same year as Knox.
I mean, is somebody gonna pick him up? I don't know.
Maybe.
What do you think?
But if so,
can he get stashed?
Tommy Sweeney, I don't know.
You know, but but that's where we're at though. Yeah. Hey, good locker room guy. Oh, I see you and Josh, buddy.
Cool.
Y'all wear the same golf. But can you beat out OJ Howard?
No.
That's the easy answer. Like, I don't think so. But
so you're gonna have to. There's so many people here fighting for just a chance to even get on the 53.
Man, but I love that Tavon Austin.
Yeah, we'll see. But even then, like, yo, it's not guaranteed he make the team.
Hell no, right.
He can come here, do his thing, and still be cutting.
Be on the eye looking out, and then just be like, yo, listen, we gonna keep you close. You know what I mean?
Keep your phone around.
Keep your phone.
As of right now.
Because they like to do that too. They like to be like, yo, listen, stay in shape.
Yeah.
Just because September, whatever. Now, granted, the first game against the Rams, you will want to play that.
Right.
That's the team that drafted you. But keep your phone active. Stay active.
I'm
you want injury away.
Yeah, because we got to do a 53 projection. So,
oh, yeah, we definitely going to do that. Definitely come in July.
I don't want to jump too soon.
Oh, no. We ain't going to do that yet.
It's going to be some battles all over the place, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how the running back room play out.
Yeah, for sure. That's crowded too, low key.
I'm waiting to see how the receivers play out. Line is going to be crazy.
Yeah, because I still feel like at running back, to rewind real quick, I still feel like Duke still got some juice. Duke Johnson. Now, can he beat out Zach Moss? I don't know. But Duke ain't no scrub.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be like that's why I said it's gonna
after
be.
After drafting Cook, you forget they even signed Johnson.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because
Duke was the insurance. Yeah. He was like, yo,
if worst case scenario,
we got Duke Johnson. He can catch balls out the backfield. Blah blah blah.
Your boy Christian Wade might show up.
Nah. We ain't got no room for that. That fan favorite shit. Even
you not down for the fan faves?
Nah, even Kumo, bro. Love you, man. Long hair, touchdown Jesus.
Worst nickname on earth.
Right, but listen, dog, we got real shit to worry about. Like, you great on special teams, don't get me wrong.
Watch Christian Wade take one for a touchdown in preseason.
Oh, you said who, Kumo?
No, I said watch Christian Wade do it again in the preseason. Take another.
I feel like they let him go though.
No, he's still on the team.
Oh. I'm over that. I'm over that wave. I'm over that wave. I'm sorry.
A 65-yard run for the touchdown.
Yeah, nah, I'm over that.
That shit passed sale.
Another thing I was going to talk about, because you asked me the question about what I'm interested in, what I'm seeing. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to ask you was like going into, the next phase, which would be training camp. Who's on your list, and you can name 2 players if you want to, of what you're expecting the most out of. So if we talk about expectations going into training camp preseason, you can mention a D-line person if you want to, young second-year player, third-year player, but who's somebody who you have high expectations for going into training camp?
So I'll have 2. I'll pick 2. And they both going to be on the line. I got one on D-line, one on O-line.
Okay.
D-line is Greg Rousseau. I think one, having an actual NFL offseason to get his body in NFL shape, because he came in last year, a year off of football, in good day-to-day shape, not out of shape at all, but he was still a bit wiry.
Right.
So having this offseason with the strength training, put a little bit more muscle mass on, already being a massive human to begin with.
Biggest
you add a little bit more strength to that frame.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how Von Miller affects his game.
Oh yeah.
Because again,
should be lovely.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible unless you're a lazy dude to be in the same room every single day and not pick up
and not get better
on what
in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and not even just me from watching him, but literally the hands-on teaching that Von does. Because he's an extremely hands-on teacher. Right. Even as a player.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what Greg Rousseau does. I'm expecting a nice jump, and I think he had a decent rookie season.
I think he did 4 or 5 sacks, I think, and
very good in the run game.
Man, very good, like
top of the league, like very
good in the run game.
Yeah, so I'm expecting to see another good move on his end, but offense similar. I'm expecting to see a big jump from Spencer Brown.
I think that can happen.
Again, another extremely raw player. I mean, he's only been playing the position for 3 years.
6'7".
High school was a tight end in a passing league.
And a basketball player.
Right. A freak of a beyond freak of an athlete. Like, athlete of all athletes.
He has the making to be a great right tackle.
Yeah, but the fact that, big increase with the signing of Aaron Cromer, so you have a much better offensive line coach. Mm-hmm. You have someone who can really get your hands on this massive human and mold him into a great tackle. I'm expecting a big jump from him too.
Right.
So
and who's the right guard this year? Ryan Bates, right?
Yeah, as of right now.
As of right now, he might have to compete. But
yeah, I think he'll have the leg up. But
right.
I think if you had to pencil a starter in right now, it'd be Bates.
Okay, so working next to Bates, and then you got Morris in the middle, and then Sappho. Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, man. I think those are two great choices because those are two young guys who, if they grow, or if they take another step, let's just call it that. If they take another step, this team just becomes that much better because right tackle, you know, we talk about how big having a left tackle is, but having a very good, sound right tackle, to me, is about just as important because you want to be able to run on both sides.
Yeah.
And if you're a quarterback, you want to be able to feel protected on both sides.
With Josh being as mobile as he is, you need someone who can protect that front side too. Because again, if something does break down, he's rolling.
Yeah, you don't need a guy just flashing in your face just because, oh, well, Deion's doing his job or whatever the case may be, and boom, you're Spencer Brown, your right tackle is just getting blown up. Like, we can't have that. And I think for too long, the Bills have had that issue where the line was so lopsided.
Yeah, one side might have been a super strong.
Might have been doing it, and then you go to the other guard spot. That was mainly the problem with the guard spot.
2 good tackles, a good center, and trash guards.
Right. So we would always have that weakness, and that's something that Josh went through in his first year, in his first couple years, kind of, was that pressure up the middle was killing him. Yeah. And it showed up in some of those games where we would play an athletic D tackle.
That's the worst place to get pressure, right?
You know, the Chris Jones of the world.
Chris Jones was destroying that.
I remember one year we played Fletcher Cox. Like, when you play those type of D tackles, you need that sound protection. And I think this might be the best offensive line Josh has had since being a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, I think.
Now, we've had some decent offensive lines before, back when LaShawn McCoy was running that thing. And those were good run blocking offensive lines. I don't know about so much pass blocking, but that was still a pretty good offensive line. A healthy Eric Wood, Incognito. Who else was on that line?
Yeah, Dawkins was still around.
Dawkins was a young guy.
Cordy Glenn was there.
Cordy Glenn. So, like, that was a good young line. So that was probably the last time we had a solid 5 where you could be like, okay, I feel confident.
Yeah, we can work.
And last year's O-line wasn't bad. It was just that you still had young guys. Right. Spencer Brown was doing his thing, but sometimes still inconsistent.
Yeah, because he's a rookie.
Yep.
He's gonna get beat.
So, and then we know about the Guy situation.
Yeah, Guy was
flip-flop. And then finally, Ryan Bates became a full-time starter, and we saw Singletary have some of his best games.
Guy was rough. We had Baker coming in.
Man, everybody.
Bates and
all types of
was
shit.
in now and again. I don't even remember who was the starting lineup to begin with.
What's up? Oh, we got. Hey, come on now. Listen, while we're recording, we got somebody delivering sides. Emily in the house. What's up, Em? Whose birthday is it? Are these They say girls' night. Let me show the camera. But we'll take a shot together. Girls' night.
That wasn't my intention. It was.
Girls' night though. Wow, Em.
I mean, you put the meaning to the.
Whose birthday is it? I know y'all birthday.
Cheers to you guys. Come on.
Ah, appreciate you. Look at that, live shots. Where else?
World.
Where else? To a Bills Super Bowl. Thank you, and we appreciate that.
That's what I like to see. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh man, the surprise shot. Look at that.
I'm with that.
Wow. So I mean, those are two great selections. I would say my choice is probably to go along those lines, 2 young guys. So I would start off by saying Tremaine Edmonds. My expectations are for him to have an all-pro year. And I say all-pro because guess what, guy? You got the best D-line that you've had since you've been a Buffalo Bill in front of you. So you should be doing backflips.
If there was ever a time for someone to become to come into a contract year.
Oh, man. This is it. Get that money, boy. Get that. Because I don't mind. Like, people debate. You know, I see all the time on Twitter, you know, who should we pay? This guy, that guy. And I'm like, listen, if these guys all ball out, I'm pretty sure Bean can figure out something to keep most of them. Now, he won't be able to sign every one of these players, but Tremaine Edmonds is a guy that you drafted in the first round right after Josh Allen. You're not going to tell me if he has a breakout year. And when I say breakout year, he's played at a Pro Bowl level before, but to take it up a notch.
Literally top 5.
Right. Right.
Not saying he's been there. That's not what I'm saying.
But
he makes the jump.
If he makes that jump, right? Because it's only a handful that you can really throw at him and be like, oh, they're head and shoulders above him, and that's the Fred Warners, the what's his name, the Darius Leonards. It's only a handful.
Bobby Wagner.
Other than that, if he steps his game up, he's right in that convo. So it's not even like they're like way ahead of him. It's just that they make more plays. So if Tremaine can get to that point where week in and week out, we like, God damn, Edmonds was everywhere.
Well, what I like about this year is this year we'll know for sure if he can be that guy, because there's literally no excuses. You can't say that the D tackle position was not good enough, so you taking on blockers, which has happened a lot.
Right.
A D tackle wasn't imposing enough, and linemen had climbed to the second level and taking him out.
It kind of reminds me of what Josh went through when they finally gave him all the weapons.
Yeah.
And we were just like, okay, Josh. It was like year 3 or year 4.
This is it.
You shown signs, because that was like going into year 3, I think. We're like, Josh, you shown signs. Now we gave you Cole Beasley, John Brown, and Stephon Diggs. Now what you going to do? And Josh balled out. And I think this is the same for Tremaine. They're like, you got the safeties behind you. You got Von Miller and Ed Oliver in front of you. And you got lockdown corners.
So what's up? So what you gonna do?
So that's where I'm at. Expectations going into camp and going into the season. I'm keeping my eyes locked in on Tremaine Edmonds. On the offensive side, to me, I don't have one specific guy, even though I'll say I'm most intrigued by watching OJ Howard in camp. Okay. But if we're talking camp and early in the season, it's gonna be Gabriel Davis. And I feel like that's a good one to go with, mainly because this will be his first time in his young career that he's gonna get the real opportunity to be a number 2.
Yeah, because anytime his number was called, he showed up.
Right, of course, we know that.
But
7 touchdowns a year. We know what his rate is and all of that.
It's different when now you're the guy.
Oh yeah, and you're now defended not by the 4th best corner. You're getting the 2nd best corner.
And sometimes
the best
if they're not flipping.
Right. Sometimes you might
stick in the side.
Right. Sometimes it might be Gilmore. It might be what's the other guy for the Raiders that they got? J.C. Jackson. Like, you don't know who you're gonna get week in, week out. Denzel Wards. So it's gonna be a real test for Gabe to be like, okay, all this hard work you done put in your first couple seasons, how you gonna go against the best?
Right.
Because now you hitting the best. Ain't no more you lined up in the slot versus a 5'11" guy who ain't ready to defend your 6'3", 220-pound self. Nah, these guys is ready. They seen what you did last January.
They saw that playoff game. Yeah.
They seen how you made them guys look stupid. But I want to flip that and say I actually feel like he is ready, because I feel like he's one of the few young guys around the league where you can say he puts in the work.
You can see it. You can tell.
Yeah. I mean, this dude he's a workaholic. You can tell he's mature beyond his years. And to me, that's the right recipe to take that next step, because some young guys, they get too cocky, right? Comfortable. Oh yeah, I had 10 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm this guy, blah, blah, blah. But you see him and it's just like, yeah, he know how to have a good time, but he also, once he get in them lines,
about that work.
Bruh, and he be chewing boys up. That's what I like about him. Like, he's one of those receivers, and it's rare that you see it at his size, because he's 6'3", that can get up on those routes and make you back off.
And you know what's crazy? He's not the fastest guy.
Oh, no.
But the amount of separation that he generates, though, just from being
it's
a
like
crafty route runner.
You know what it is? He reminds me of a little bit, and they went to the same college, like a baby Brandon Marshall, where it's like, I can run routes, but I can also use my physicality to make some catches. Yeah. But you are going to be surprised at how open I can get by not being the fastest guy.
I use my leverage. I can shield you off with my frame, and his sideline catches his money. Like, he has bailed Josh Allen out so many times.
His awareness,
just being able to make those toe tap catches. And
that's Josh also knowing that, hey, I can do this because I know my guy gonna come.
I'm good.
He gonna come down with it, and that's such a weapon, because Gabe Davis has almost been like a tight end too.
From a frame standpoint.
From a frame standpoint, where it's just like Josh knows, boom, middle of the field, I can throw the quick slant, end zone, touchdown.
Yeah, or them seam routes, he's the one that's eating the most.
Eating. And then later in the year, he started doing that with Dawson Knox.
He's the one that's out there really capitalizing.
So it's like, I look at all that and I'm just like, dog, like we are really we really got a lot to look forward to. That's all I can say, because we've named 4 players and we could literally go down a list of 10 to 20, but I think that the 4 young players who we just mentioned are just examples of young guys who have the potential.
If those 4 players all make a jump,
it's crazy. That's 1 or 2 games right there. And they're already coming in as like a 13-win team. I think the over is like, or the under is like 12 and a half.
12 and a half, I think.
So like, we're talking about, if these guys can improve, 13, 14 wins.
Right.
And to me, that's what it's going to take to get home field advantage. Now, they don't have to worry about some of those teams in the AFC West, because I feel like the best team in the AFC West probably is only going to win about 11, 12 games. 12 max.
Yeah, unless somebody really do something crazy.
Right. 12 max.
Yeah,
because they're going to beat
it.
up on each other.
Yeah.
So for the Bills, I feel like that target number really should be between 13 and 14. I would really say 14, but if I'm going to be realistic, I'll say 13, just because I'm just like, okay, we know the get you games is going to come. You know, you're a little rusty maybe in a game or two, and might not get a call in this game. So give or take, 3 to 4 losses, tough losses, because I don't think they're going to get blown out by anybody. I just don't see that happening. But 3 to 4 tough losses. I can see 13 wins locking it up. 14 to feel confident. 14 wins to have me like, oh yeah.
If we get to 14, that's guaranteed.
That's a guarantee.
That's a 14 a big number though.
That's a big number. That's why I said that means you dominating. Yeah,
I mean,
which, with a number 1 defense and with a top 5 offense and with could be a number 1 special teams, it's not out the window. And a top 10 head coach.
It's crazy because it's not crazy to say.
It's not.
So like, if our expectations is 12 wins at minimum, unless something crazy happens, like you already know that the expectations are high. Right. So even hearing 14, like that's not. I don't hear that number and be like, ain't no chance. Like no, if things align, that's a realistic number.
Right. And to be honest with you, we've said it before, but it feels good to be in that place. Because just a couple years ago, what did we finish? 13-3? Did we not?
12 and 4, maybe.
We might have to look that up. I feel like we went 13-3.
We didn't get no 1 seed.
Oh, we didn't. So maybe it was 12 and 4. Because I know last year was 11 and 6.
Yeah, maybe 11 and 5. I don't know, man. We'll double check.
What was that year before?
Yeah, the year we lost to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. The first playoff era. The second playoff era.
Why did I feel like we went 13-3? Maybe we didn't. Because that sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, I don't think we went 13-3. Well,
whatever. But anywho,
I had the producers check that.
AKA. AKA Z.
I'm about to Google it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to Zoogle that. But yeah, outside of that, is there anybody else that you're looking forward to actually seeing, as far as not even the young guys? Let's switch it to the veterans.
Oh, Von Miller.
Von Miller. That's the easy one.
That's low hanging fruit, so I'm not going to
I made that too easy.
Yeah, that was like I'm looking forward to
the smooth layup.
The future. Oh, we did 2020, 13-3.
Yeah, that was it.
Damn, what was Kansas City record?
I think they was like 14. They was
13-3 with the. Maybe they had the tiebreaker.
Nah, I think they went 14. Go look that up.
They went 14 and.
I think Kansas City was wilding that year, because I think that was a year where they didn't lose a game for a minute, or maybe that was Pittsburgh that year. I'm trying to think, what year was that? Kansas City was like rolling. That might have been that 2020 year. We gonna look it up though.
Let's see.
What is it?
2020. 14-2.
Yeah, there you go.
Eesh.
Yeah. Listen, we was balling that year. Us and Kansas City was neck and neck.
Man,
13-3. I knew that number sounded familiar. I'm like, come on, why did I think we won 13 games? We was rolling. We was rolling, man. And we was smacking team. Like, that was the thing about that year in 2020.
Yeah, last year was smacking team. Every win was double digits.
Right. But that 2020 year, I think the last 6 or 7 games, straight.
Yeah, I think like 4 out of the last 6 blowouts.
And that's why a lot of people had us going into last year thinking we were going to take that next step.
We did. It just ain't.
We did. It just ain't show up on the. It was definitely a little different. But this year,
yeah, we in there. So who am I looking forward to outside of my young guys?
Outside of
is
big
low hanging fruit. I don't even need to go into detail about why I'm looking forward to watching Von Miller, because it's Von Miller. But I will say I want to see, and I don't know when or how, but I want to see how Trey White bounces back.
Okay.
You know, coming off the ACL, we know that's a tough injury in general to recover from. But, you know, I just want to see how he looks, how he moves, because one thing I think we all can say about Trey is that man, he grinds, he works, he puts the work in. So I want to see how he comes back. I want to see how he looks. I want to see how he moves. I want to see if he still has the aggression that he normally plays with, if he's trusting that leg, trusting that knee to push off of, and see how he does it. Cause,
I'm hearing good things though.
Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to seeing him out there. Okay. It's gonna be nice seeing 2-7 out there doing his thing.
2-7 next to 2-4. Ooh,
it's gonna be fun, man. I just want to see that secondary.
2
back
lockdowns,
again,
man. Yeah, with the whole group. So for me, I think I would go to the offensive side and say there's one guy who we haven't talked about as much, but I think he could have an important role if he makes the team, and that's Jamison Crowder. I just want to see how his work is in the slot to see if we can officially call it a wash between him and Cole, or we can say we kind of upgraded, because I feel like he potentially can upgrade that position if he's able to show in games, and this is if he makes the team, right, that he's able to get the run after the catch. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest difference, because I mean he's shown in his career, so he has an ability to get open.
Right. And he can get open. He catch the ball.
He can make things happen once the ball's in his hand. But what we already saw in Cole is for 3 years we saw him destroy zone coverages, right, get open left and right, third and 6,
3rd and 6, Cole.
3rd and 8,
3rd and 4, 3rd and 8. Didn't matter.
You know what to expect every time. I'm not going to get a home run, but I know I'm going to move those
I'm going to get the
chains.
yards I need.
Yeah.
Right.
So if Jamison Crowder is able to do that at minimum, you know, we're in a good position, because we know we have at least what we were getting in Cole. But if he can take some of those 7-yarders that Cole were getting and turn those into 15, turn those into 20,
get us upfield,
make a man miss, and then get in the open field and do your thing from there.
Yeah,
you know, that's what's gonna make.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, because I think I might not be able to tell in training camp, but I think preseason we might get a glimpse.
Yeah,
and I think it's gonna be so important just because of the other pieces that we mentioned before. You know, the running backs that we got, the speed receivers that we got. Like, of course, an easy one for me is Tavon Austin, because like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm just excited just to see his speed in the open field, because I still feel like he still has some juice left. So that's who I'm really excited for. Yeah. But like I said, I wanted to go with the Crowder route because, like I said, I feel like we have so many juicy picks to go to, you know, as far as, this person, that he's more of the laid back, you know, I just do my business. Yeah, I'm just here to take care. I'm not about to be in the videos dancing. You just going to see me get open, get in that end zone, and get some big first downs.
What I love about this offseason is just how much speed was added to this offense. Because, I mean, I wouldn't say they were a slow offense before, but they were still lacking top-end speed.
Right.
But, you know, they've added some guys.
Corner's going to have to back up.
With some wheels.
Corner's going to have to back, and the corner's going to have to pay attention, because it's not only speed, but you got some size with the combination of guys like O.J. Howard. And I know Austin and McKenzie being on the field may make things a little bit whatever, but the thing I like about both McKenzie and Austin is they bring you that ability for the jet sweeps.
Yeah, somebody gonna be in
misdirection.
Single coverage.
Somebody gonna be in single coverage.
Somebody's gonna get stuck on the linebacker. One of these fast two gonna get caught on the safety, which may not be a great matchup when you got somebody shifty in that same role. So I mean, it's a lot of options that's out there.
A lot of toys, as they call it. A lot of toys. So Poyer finally came. I did want to switch and talk about him just for a quick second. Do you feel like this means that we could possibly see a deal before July, or you feel like this was just a way for him to save money and not get fined?
I mean, I think that's definitely a factor. I mean, $50,000 a day is nothing to sneeze at.
That's wild.
Whether you a professional athlete or a superstar athlete, $50,000 is still $50,000 a day.
Exactly.
I mean, that's $150,000 a week.
Right.
So that adds up real quick. So I definitely think that's a factor. But, you know, I also think there's a level of mutual respect between all parties involved. That even though this is a business and we got a contract to discuss and work out, You know, I'm still a team player. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do my part.
Love his teammates too.
Yeah,
and
like,
that helps.
Y'all know I want to be here. I think I know y'all want me to be here.
Right.
We just got to see if we can get everything.
The business side.
Yeah.
The business
But
side.
I'm here to work. I love my bros. I'm out here to work. I'm out here to grind. So like, I'm not surprised that he's here. Like, I don't know. He doesn't strike me as
you
a player
as
of someone that'll just hold out and.
Yeah,
Not saying not as a bad thing or anything like
it
that,
depends.
He just doesn't strike me as that player that would do it. So I'm not surprised that he's out there.
Right. I say I was 50-50 because I didn't know if he would show up or not. But I will say that the positive side is that you can tell that kind of like what you said, that the relationship between the two parties is real. You know, and we all know there's a business side of sports that can cause
some friction.
You know, some friction, but I think that with Poyer and his teammates and the front office, I think that they all have a goal in mind of, hey, we just want to win, right? And we want to let you know we are very appreciative of you. We just have to do it at either the right time or at the right price. Yeah. And I think that in due time it'll come. Who knows? Will it come before training camp? I don't know. I think that Poyer will probably be happy if it happened before training camp, just because you don't want to put your body out there.
Yeah, you don't want to
have a freak injury, and then we know how that happens. Yeah, and that's why some players do hold out. That's why I get both sides. Some players like, dog, if I go out there and tear my Achilles today, now what?
Right, I'm going to my free agency.
You know what I mean? So I get both sides. But I was glad to see that he did show, and I was glad to see that, you know, the attendance was 100%, because it's, you know, you see around the league all the time. It takes nothing for a wide receiver to say, yeah, nah, I'm good. Or a top end corner to be like, yeah, nah, I'm good. And then
you see it all the time.
And then you see it trickle down though, because young guys looking like, shit, if he ain't coming, I had a good year last year too, so I'm gonna hold out too. So it's good to see that the Bills are all on one page. You know, we always say the amount of faith that we got in our front office, and this is just another salute to them.
Yeah, and hopefully this is an opportunity for the team to see, like, hey, my man, he showed out. Let's figure something
out. Coming off an All-Pro year.
I hope they can come to terms and figure something out. 'Cause, I mean, he's definitely an important part of this defense.
Very
for sure. I mean, he's one of probably the top 2 or 3 important pieces of that defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, so, the All-Pro. I mean, that puts you
to be there, but you know, if he's looking for top of the league money, top of the safety market.
Tough. So especially with a team that just spent a lot of money this year.
Yeah,
and I know that's the tough part too, because if you're a great player, you watching other players on your team get paid, Stephon Diggs, Von Miller, and you like, wait a minute, hold on.
My contract's actually about to be up. So.
I mean, shit, huh?
Them boys on the contract. What's good?
Yeah, what's up?
I've been playing for peanuts.
Man, 5 years,
the
but
last few years.
That's the league, and I think he signed his deal 2 years ago.
Yeah, he signed the initial one. I think they signed a 2-year extension on that. So I think this is probably he came in that McDermott's first year. So 2017. Yeah. Yep. So he's been here.
Yep, him and Hyde came in together.
Yeah. So I want him to be around, but if you're looking for 18, 19, 20 a year,
definitely
close to.
It's big dubs. So,
yeah, it's
like you like to say big dubs, it's a dub.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a dub.
If we can get you around,
8, 9,
I'd say 13,
maybe. What did Minka get today?
Something stupid.
We ain't doing that. I'm telling you right now. I'm not paying.
Minka like 26. So.
But I know. But I'm not paying no safety over 30.
No.
Honestly.
That position.
I'm not paying no safety over 30 more than 12 mil. But that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. Because you 32 years old. And I know I'm talking and I'm 33. But.
It's different.
NFL years? Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, fam. I love you. I want you to be a part of this team's success. But, dog, we got young. Look at who else we got to pay. And I don't even mean to sound crazy. But. We got to pay this young tight end right here. We got to pay this young defensive tackle right here. We got to pay this young middle linebacker right here. Dog, you 6 years older than all these motherfuckers.
You got another receiver coming down the pipe and training.
Matter of fact, you about 9 years older than Trey. And we got to pay him, maybe. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But we'll see. Positive thoughts only, hoping that it all works out.
Yeah, man,
for the right price.
I'm hoping the numbers can line up. I hope he's not shooting for the moon. I hope the Bills aren't trying to lowball. I just hope they can figure it out. I mean, they've got a good history with his agent. A lot of players that Bills have had this representation. So hopefully, just having that good relationship with Rosenhaus and his squad, they can come to terms and figure it out.
Hopefully. But
if they don't, though, then they don't. And then
until we meet again,
Damar Hamlin need to step up, or whoever else.
Jaquan, whoever.
Yeah, whoever else is ready to ascend their spot. Because again, I mean, Poyd and Hyde, they can't. Poyd, man, I can't even.
Poyd,
Hyde. That works. Poyd, they can't play forever.
Poyd, they listen, they can't, and that's why you got to groom them young guys. That's why I like what they've done over the last couple of years by drafting safeties in the late rounds, because it's like, listen, we gonna groom y'all boys.
Your number's gonna get called eventually. Be ready. So between Jaquan Johnson and Damar Hamlin, like
y'all boys need to be attentive.
Yeah, because your number might be called right around the corner. You don't even
sooner than later. Yeah. But on the other side, because we don't want to steal all of our camp topics before training camp officially starts. But the NBA Finals is about to close, so by the time we record next week, we'll already have our winners. So we know what our predictions was last time, but do you have any predictions on how this is going to end for either team?
I'm sticking with my initial prediction.
Sticking with the Golden State?
Golden State in 6.
Okay.
So right now...
Breakout performance coming from who?
Oh, Steph.
Oh, Steph, he can bounce back. Yeah, he can't go 0 for 9 again, right?
No. Listen, it is the championship on the line. Yeah. Coming off of a performance like that.
Yeah, in front of the home crowd. Yeah.
Nah. Steph is about to shoot the lights out.
Yeah. He probably got to be, I'm trying to think, between
my man about
the last 48 hours, he done probably shot about 2,000 jumpers. So, yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'll say this. I'm sticking with my prediction of Golden State in 6. So I'm thinking Golden State's going to wrap it up this week. Yeah. Or tomorrow.
Right.
But I'm also saying Steph about to knock down at least 9 threes.
You got 9? I know I betted on him getting about 5 in one of my parlays. So.
Yeah, at least 9. I think he's about to go ham. He's about to be pulling from half.
So you got it locked down, Golden State 6. Yeah. Sticking with your prediction.
Yeah, because what Golden State has shown over the years is when they're in position to end the series, they
kill shot. Yeah. Nah, and they got
put teams away.
And they got the core there too to do it, because what people
and Draymond's still trash.
Right. Draymond tried, but you know what? That brings me to a good point though, because I don't have to say my prediction, because I know I said if Boston was going to win a series, I see them do it in 6. I said if Golden State do it, I said most likely they'll do it in 7. So
AKA, that's not a prediction at all.
AKA is not, but basketball-wise, I think I stuck with Golden State winning the series, which I'm still going to stick with. I just don't think... I think Boston, I'll give them credit because they did what I thought they would do, and that is make it extremely tough.
They put up a fight. They needed Game 5.
They definitely did, but they made it extremely tough because they have a nice 8 to 9 player rotation.
They got a deep team
where they can throw bodies at you. Yeah. I mean, from White to Williams.
And they all can play defense.
They all can lock up. They can knock down their threes when they need to. Now, obviously, in the playoffs, you're going to go through periods where you miss shots.
Right, that's just
but that's when your great players, and we talked about this before, your great players got to make their tough shots. Yeah. Because the defense is going to get crazy. There's going to be some pulling. It's going to be some flopping. And we saw that a lot in this series. We knew it, though. Oh, yeah. I mean, Draymond and Smart in the same series. Yeah, boy's going to flop. Yeah. Even Poole the other day hit a flop.
Come on.
My man Poole hit the double. But, so we knew that, though. But in the playoffs, what your top-end players got to do, the Kobe Bryants, rest in peace, the Michael Jordans, the Allen Iversons, to the more recent guys, the Kyrie Irvings, the Steph Currys. Bruh, in those big games, hand in the face don't matter. It's knockdown time. And that's what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are finding out, is that it's cool in the first 3 quarters to knock down them threes.
Well, where that's at in the fourth. Because again,
but come down fourth,
they've been getting points, but it ain't been efficient.
Some of them ain't been efficient. And then the turnovers.
You putting up 30 shots to get 22.
Yeah, and then you get a couple, shots in there. You might get a little freaky layup with the and one, but guess what? When them shots going in and how you're doing it really matters, because you have to still be efficient in those clutch situations. Sometimes that extra pass for that 3 in the corner is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And Boston is normally a great passing team, so this is not really a knock on them, and let's say this is not what they've been doing every game, but when you see Golden State go on those runs, those moments, you gotta answer right back.
Exactly.
Because Golden State has shown in this series, and they've shown this forever, they can go on a 17-0 run and never look back.
Because if you sit back and let them stay on that run, it's a wrap.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, it's over.
Curry done did it before in the playoffs.
And
when
if
he hit
you
the
let
night
Wiggins
move.
run on 10
Oh,
straight.
come on, man.
That's all.
But I said though in the beginning, I might have said it on here on Twitter. I said Wiggins was going to be one of the X factors. And I wish I could find that tweet, but I think I also put Gary Payton in the tweet, so I'm gonna call it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it a wash.
Yeah.
But I said Wiggins was gonna be one of the X factors along with Smart. That's what I put. I said Wiggins, Smart, and GP. Okay. I said those three guys will be X factors. And GP to a certain extent because he's came in and played some good moments on defense. But really Smart and Wiggins, you see when one of them has a great game, normally their team wins.
Yeah.
When Smart has played great, normally Boston wins. When Wiggins has played great on both ends, normally Golden State wins.
Wiggins was going to the whole.
Oh man,
aggressive. I said,
ooh, this what Jimmy Butler taught you?
Right. I said, wait a minute, you
acting different. You acting weird.
I'm like, yo, you driving like this and getting this bucket, you about to open up this whole court for these shooters.
And you think about if he get a consistent and I don't know, he's about 9 years in the league, but if he can consistently, especially on a Golden State team, if he can consistently knock down that three when it's open, you don't even need to shoot the contested three. No. I don't care about that. But when they swing that joint and you open and you knock that down,
right in rhythm,
man, listen, you talk about a big three.
Yeah, and that opens if Wiggins continues to play like he does or has been. That opens up Golden State window even longer.
Oh yeah, that's another. They got another 5 years. Yeah, it was trending downward because Memphis was coming. Memphis still coming. You got Minnesota coming with Anthony Edwards. Yeah. But
if that core, if Steph is still there, if Clay is still there,
Andrew
Wiggins
plays with his
if Poole keeps growing,
that's another one. Pool party.
They get rid of Draymond.
Nah, chill. We're not gonna give it. And I had a convo with somebody, and it's not a football. I mean, it's not a basketball podcast, but I did have a convo with my guy Dennis, and he was like, how people were like, he should never be mentioned in the same. Basically saying never should be mentioned in the same breath as Dennis Rodman.
I disagree with that.
Right. So I was going.
I'm saying as much as I dislike Draymond, as a defender, he's as good as it gets.
Right.
He brings the juice. He brings the energy. He's one of the people you love to play with, but hate to play against.
Right.
But his lack of offensive ability
it can be tough.
Is a hindrance with this team.
Yeah, because this is such a great offensive team.
You get the ball, his back is to the basket, looking to pass the ball every single time.
Every time.
I might have a wide open lane, but I have no offensive ability.
But I was telling them,
it's a liability out here.
I said that his effectiveness and his print on the game, though, is something that you just can't deny. We can joke around and talk about how trash he is on offense because he's never going to get you 20 points a game. That's just not him. In college, he could get away with it, but in the NBA, he's not going to average 20. But what he is going to average in the playoffs, especially, he's going to get you about 9 assists, 9 rebounds, a couple steals. He's going to draw a couple fouls, but emotionally, he's going to keep your team
that juice
intact. And I feel like that's the underrated thing. And I think that's the only reason why some people mention him in the same realm as a guy like Dennis Rodman, because no, he's not going to grab 20 boards like Dennis. But what Rodman would do, because I remember watching Rodman in the mid-90s, and I'm like, this motherfucker is so annoying. I'm like,
the pest.
He done got underneath Karl Malone legs. He done slapped the ball from Patrick Ewing in his face. And I'm like, that reminds me of Draymond because it's the same thing. You can't tell me that you don't see how he is using that part of his game.
Yeah, they're tone setters. Because if you allow him to do that and not matching that energy, it's a wrap. Because that stuff, everybody feeds off that.
Right.
So if Draymond is getting riled up, getting the crowd involved, getting my team involved,
it's still doing all the other little things.
Right.
That's my most important point when it comes to Draymond. Because like I said, the slander for him is funny, but I be wanting people to know his IQ is still very good.
Yeah.
He's still a great passer, a great rebounder, a great defender.
Absolutely.
So it's just I think we kind of get too carried away with, he can't shoot. Yeah. He can't do this. And I'm just like, whoa.
He's a one-dimensional player.
Right. But it's just
he's very good at what he does.
And he's a big part of their success.
Yeah. But how many times have we seen him pester someone into a steal or into a bad shot? Golden State comes back up the court. Curry hits a three. How many times have we seen the momentum shift?
Right. Or getting to another young player's head from the other team. I seen him do that to Grant Williams, man. He was telling Grant Williams at the line, yo, you not me.
Yeah.
Like out loud, you can hear it on the audio. Like, you not me.
Yeah, you cause a silly turnover, and then next time up the court, pass Clay, corner 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and now he getting the crowd in. Going
exactly. Or he'll draw someone into a stupid foul.
Right.
Being Draymond and getting
right.
next time up the court.
We just seen him get Jaylen Brown a couple tees. So it's
Looney gets a wide open dunk, and
right.
But now everybody riled up because Draymond's energy and play set the stage.
Right.
And again, I'm not, nor have I been a Golden State fan.
Right. Nah, ain't no Golden State fans here.
Acknowledge what Draymond brings to that team.
Right.
Again, I would still, if I'm Golden State, I would still find someone who can be close to what he can do.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they three nigga Wiseman.
Give me something.
I think they hoping the young guy is.
So
yeah.
I would still find someone else. Yeah. But he's an important part of this team.
Yeah. He'll probably end up getting a Udonis Haslam contract.
Be there till he's 45.
Yeah, be there till boy. You know, Steve Kerr. As long as Steve Kerr there and Curry, he might get the Haslam treatment.
Haslam got a suit under his warm-up sweats, man. I think Haslam has gotten to 2 games this year, man.
Yeah, nah, he funny as hell, but he a bully though. But
he was.
I think that was all I wanted to touch on too today, because like I said, we got so much room, over the course of the next 7-8 weeks to discuss other things we're looking at, even just the countdown to the camp and certain battles we want to dive into a little bit more. But any last words you want to give them before we let our people go?
No, man. I'm good this week. I ain't got no last second words, man.
We touched on enough.
Touched on everything. I just say something you said earlier. Enjoy the ride.
Yes, don't rush it.
You got a good team. Just enjoy it. Let's not get overly arrogant. Let's just enjoy this team.
Please don't.
Enjoy it.
We ain't won nothing yet. Like, let's remember that.
Off season means nothing. Training camp means nothing.
Man.
Only people that walk away with that Lombardi trophy is the ones that's really celebrating.
Exactly. We don't got one yet.
Let's enjoy the ride.
Let's remember that. We have no Super Bowl yet. So
appreciate what's taking place. Prayers to Kim Pagula. We don't even know what's going on.
Right. Don't know what's going on, but definitely prayers to Kim. And we continue to pray for the victims here in Buffalo. It's been about a month and, well, not at recording, it's been a month and a day, but we still are praying for those families here in Buffalo and obviously Texas as well, but especially here in Buffalo, because we don't want to forget about those people. So continue, if you're a listener and you live here, continue to try to support in any way you can. Any way you want to uplift the community, do that. And we will continue to do the same and continue to give y'all something to look forward to every week. So, we're going to sign off. We're going to, we got it a little bit under an hour. So, we'll leave it at that, and we'll pick up with some more coverage with y'all next week. So, this is Val.
This is Z. We'll see y'all next week. Happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day, man. Happy early Father's Day to my man Z right here.
It, man. Same to Val.
Yes, sir.
Happy
yes,
Father's
sir.
Day. My mom got a birthday coming up. Happy birthday, Mom. Early.
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy early birthday, my mom, too. But I know that'll be in a few more weeks. But anyway, we getting that all out. But it's all good. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I hope y'all continue to support. Peace.